Kapı ziline yakalanan korkunç olaylar ilginç gibi biraz.
This is a part 3 to the scariest things caught on doorbell cameras.
Kapı zili kameralarına yakalanmış en korkunç şeyler.
Kapı zili kameralarına yakalanmış en korkunç şeyler. Oh shit. Kapı zili.
And once again, by the end of the video, you may consider getting one yourself. In this footage that a viewer sent me, a person can be seen crouch walking towards his front door through his doorbell camera. The person was wearing a hat, face mask, and sunglasses, allowing none of his face to be seen.
Ne yapıyor Mugomuz?
Yalarıyormuşsun lan sen. Miyavlıyorsun.
Bakın YouTube tayfa size özel bone
After
spesiyeli.
trying to open the front door and failing, the person starts to fiddle with the doorbell, noticing it's a video doorbell, so he probably tries to take it off.
Çok mu korkunç? Yo bence korkunç değil de böyle ilginç diye.
What likely happened was that when he realized that he couldn't get the doorbell unmounted without a special screwdriver, he started to hold his hand in front of the camera after ringing the
Özel bir
bell.
tornavidasız
The viewer told me
çıkartılamayacağını
that this
bilinen
happened at 2 in the morning, and so when he heard his doorbell and ring notification go off, he instantly went to his phone to check who was at the door, only to see exactly what you're seeing. The man then walks past the doorbell to the side of the house.
Ya hırsız gelmesi korkunçsu aslında. Yani kapına hırsız gelmesi bir tık korkunç.
While on the phone with 911, the homeowner heard the doorknob to the side entrance door being fiddled with. And this was a door that he had been known to leave unlocked accidentally from time to time.
Oha, arada bir açık bıraktığı bir kapıymış.
That wasn't the case.
Şey gibi lan, welcome to the game.
Simply walk in through either door. He started to say hello repeatedly through the door, in an off-putting tone that sounded so overly friendly that it was creepy. The 911 operator told the homeowner not to open the door or to even acknowledge the person.
Çok arkadaş yanlısı bir şekilde
bang on
gelmiş.
the door for a few moments until seemingly giving up. The police showed up but couldn't help out much based on the video. Later that night, the homeowner received another notification that there was movement at his front door. When he checked the video feed, he couldn't see anyone. He still has no idea who was under that mask and glasses.
Bak adamın kapısına ne gelmiş gördün mü?
This following footage was also captured by a viewer's doorbell camera at their old house, which is still active while he tries to sell it. One morning at around 4:30 a.m., his cameras detected a man running from across the street from his neighbor's home, across his front yard, and up to his front door. The man was naked, with one of his hands blocking his privates.
Çıplak adam koşmuş 4.30'da. Şeyini kapıyormuş. Çıplak bir herif uçmuş.
The footage was caught from 2 angles. He was arrested a short while later by local police and was apparently high on crystal meth. And he had removed his clothing due to a fear of snakes being inside of his clothes. And he was running around the neighborhood knocking on doors and ringing doorbells yelling for help. The neighborhood is reportedly pretty quiet. The homeowner never had any sort of issues before this. In his words, he ran up my front yard onto my front porch and rang the doorbell. For the next minute or so, he was ringing the doorbell and knocking while pacing back and forth. He looked panicked, and his expression drifted from someone in pain to a look of pure crazy, and at one point said he needs help. After that, he ran off back into the night. The guy was picked up by an officer around 5 a.m. not far from his house. And this footage is why you always check who's at your door before you open it, especially if you have a doorbell camera. If someone who you don't know shows up to your door late at night, don't open it. Unfortunately, in this video, that's exactly what this homeowner did. Around 10 p.m. one night, a suspicious-looking hooded man approaches the front door of a random house rather quickly and aggressively, and he right away tries to open the door. After realizing it's locked, he goes to ring the doorbell. Disappointingly, the homeowner opens the door rather quickly instead of checking who's at his door at this hour first.
Alkış. Kapıda bir alkış. Kapıyı nasıl açıyorum? Adam direkt içeri girdi. Dışarı çıkın falan diyor. Siktir git. What the fuck?
The homeowner was likely too trusting a person, which put him in danger. Even his initial hi to the stranger at his door sounded overly friendly, considering the man was already creeping in the second the door was opened.
Hello.
The homeowner pushes the man out, causing him to punch the glass of the door before it's even fully closed. The man then stands there for another minute or so, fiddling with the doorknob a few times.
Nasıl bir
The rest of the
cammış
footage
yalnız,
is cut
kırılmadı.
off. The dialogue is near impossible to completely make out, but it seemed the man was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, and was likely attempting to burglarize the home. The homeowner called the police, but the man was gone by the time they arrived. It's unknown if he was found.
Çok yani bıçaklı bir herifse. What? Klasik.
This image was posted from the owner of a Ring camera and a Facebook group to caution others. The woman warned in her post to beware a strange man wearing a white mask lurking around the neighborhood after her camera caught him trying to look into her home a little after 10 p.m. one night. The woman said, "I just want my neighbors to be aware and safe. Please, if possible, share this post. Screenshots are welcome." Not sure what colors he was wearing, but had a hoodie and jeans on. The disturbing picture shows the man in the mask looking directly into the camera. This is exactly the type of image that you'd never want or expect to see come up on your doorbell camera footage. But it's also the kind of image that would make you sure as hell grateful that you had one. Neighbors of the woman also reported seeing the man walking around and approached their front doors. Thankfully, no one opened the door to him. On May 1st, 2020, around 9:40 p.m., around the beginning of the COVID lockdown, a 45-year-old dad, Raymond Hawkins, opened the door to who he believed to be a delivery driver dropping off a parcel. Due to new methods of delivery at the time because of COVID, the alleged delivery driver backed away from the front door to supposedly keep his distance and claimed he needed to take a picture of the package at the doorstep, something many delivery drivers must do for more expensive packages. At this time, the father had his guard down due to the fact that he had no idea the man in front of him wasn't a delivery driver, that he was in fact part of a gang that was about to storm into his house, all of whom armed with knives.
Bıçaklı çete üyesiymiş herifler. What the fuck? Fake kargocuymuş oğlum. What? Bu çok korkunç bu arada. Bu bayağı rahatsız edici. Müzik. Arka müzik iyi. Adam iyi mi? Ne olmuş? Kadın madını... Leri'yi yakalamış herif. Adam indirmiş oğlum Leri'yi paketle.
Christopher Sargent, the fake delivery driver, lunges at Raymond with a knife and attacks him when he goes to pick up the package, while three other masked men follow from behind. Muffled cries come from the house, as there's a struggle between Raymond, his wife, and the robbers. The robbers are only in the house for a few moments before being seen fleeing the house with thousands of dollars worth of items. Raymond and his son suffered non-life-threatening injuries, while his sons were described to be worse. Two of the culprits would be arrested, Anthony Lascelles and Christopher Sargent, who were both charged with aggravated burglary and possession of a knife. The other two culprits were never found. One thing that can be learned from a lot of these videos is that some people will go to crazy lengths to trick other people. The major red flag in this case was that the supposed delivery was taking place at 9:40 p.m., which is way past the time any notable delivery company will deliver packages, usually the latest being 7 p.m.
Ya adam saat 7'den sonra...
On April 10th, 2020, this was the footage taken by the Ring doorbell of a viewer's friend Kayla in a small California town.
Ne?
Kayla was being stalked by her crazy former friend Thomas, who became obsessed with her over time and would constantly express his alleged love for her, despite her telling him numerous times that she didn't feel the same way. The week that this footage was taken, Kayla was bombarded with texts and voicemails from Thomas.
And as
you can see, if you care to pause the video and read some of the texts, it starts with what seems to be Kayla accepting his apology for his behavior.
However,
as the texts and voicemails just keep coming in, she begins to realize how crazy he may be. What you're about to hear are some audio clips from different voicemails he's left on her phone after she had stopped answering him.
Bakmış.
Kayla. Listen, I want to make sure you're not.
Sesleri geçiyorum. 12.27'de bitiyormuş. Bayağı sapık işte herif.
Footage of him showing up to Kayla's house was right after one of his phone calls saying he's coming over.
Aramış geliyorum falan deyip direkt gelmiş.
It was clear by this point she wanted nothing to do with him.
Kız istemiyormuş tabii ki de olmak
Kayla
şey.
and her friend Ravon would find out that Thomas wasn't even his real name. His real name
Thomas
was
gerçek
Matthew.
adı bile değilmiş
He'd been
oğlum.
using the fake name Thomas Castle, which was a reference to the Marvel character The Punisher. Thomas was a reference to Thomas Jane, the second actor to play The Punisher, and Castle was a
Böyle bir
reference
isim
to Frank
koymuş bir de.
Castle, The Punisher's last name. The fact alone that
Punisher
he had been
isimlerini
using a
mixlemiş.
fake name
Punisher
with his
oynayan adamla
friend and
Punisher.
supposed love of his life was already a huge red flag, and maybe a sign that he was hiding something in his life. The ring footage was taken at 2 in the morning, and after leaving, he would go on to send some more texts, which would progressively get angrier. 4 days after this footage was taken, Kayla and her friend went to the police and filed for a restraining order. He left her alone about a month or so after the restraining order was put into place. Kayla blocked his number and blocked him on social media, and reportedly he basically disappeared from the world, and no one knows where he is now.
Bir şey olmadı. Yani bir şey evet adam kapısına da damış. Bence ikincisi en korkunçtu bu arada. Yani bu da çok korkunçtu. İkincisinde direkt hırsızlar giriyor yani. Adamın nasıl bulamamışlar onu ben de anlamadım ya. Öyle bir durumdu. Of 12 creepies doorbell kamera clips mi? Size bir tane daha sürpriz videom var. Hala olmuyor musun? Evet.
Secde 049 varsa
Başarılı chat.